set, bro.
From your Spaceship Music Collective, this is Six Set Bro, a misguided adventure through the social fringe of the music industry. I'm your host, Dom Maple. Good evening, everybody. Six Set Bro Live, music and entertainment podcast. I'm your host, Dom Maple. Welcome to the show, everyone. It is 8:15, December 8th, and this is episode 69, babies. There's probably going to be a lot of that, but you know, it's all good. It's all good. It's funny. It's a funny number. So, episode 69, what are you going to do? I'm not by myself here. It might look like I am if you're watching on YouTube, and if you are, you know, hit the old subscribe button. Follow us on Spotify if you're listening there. But yeah, it's not just me. I don't run this thing solo. I'm joined by two marvelous co-hosts. First of all, I will introduce my brother. I don't know why. I don't know. I don't have good ways of saying this. I don't know. I should just get used to the same way of saying it every single time. But he's my brother. He's my biological brother. And, yeah, we're going to be doing an episode about 69s together. We're very close. But, yeah, you know who he is. He's the one and only Money Mike. Hit him with that cash register sound effect.
Hey.
There he is. Popped you guys on my screen there. And then, you know who he is. He's single. He's ready to mingle.
What? You missed? You should have played the sexy music. You missed it already. Come on. Every excuse. You need to be dropping that constantly.
You know who he is. The one and only, the fabulous, the marvelous, the sensual. I kind of joined in that time.
I feel like you
It's
extended
Nandez?
it. Like every time, I feel like it just gets like milliseconds longer, and you're trying to catch us out or something.
It's a very long, drawn out, just stupid prank. Where just like I really work hard at it just to like extend it by like 0.5 of a second every single time. Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, pretty much the height of this episode is going to be playing the sexy music every now and again. Because it's episode 69.
Brilliant. Yeah, we hyped it a bit too much. Brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's been talking about this episode. You know, it's been on BBC. It's been everywhere. They've all been reporting on it. It's definitely not just been me building up for way too long. I don't know. I was considering just skipping over episode 69 and going straight to 70. I just pretended it never happened. I think that would have been for the best.
I went to the marvelous effort of lighting some candles to create an ambiance.
Oh yeah, for
the listeners, the viewing listeners.
If you're 69 and romance is out the window.
Hey, it's giving and taking and giving and receiving.
Vision, I've lit an incense as well.
Oh, there you go.
Just to get everyone in the mood.
I forgot I brought my sunglasses because I thought that might be something.
Why is that something?
Is this something? Is this something?
I don't think so.
Anyone?
I don't think so.
Okay. Is this something? I don't
I
know.
don't think so.
Well, I think we'll kick things off like we always kick it off. I just put sunglasses on, so it's gonna be hard to read my notes, but I'll try my best. It's quickfire news. Yay! Welcome to Six Set Bros Quickfire News. I'm your lead anchor, Donald Maple, joined by... Oh, turn that music, Jeffrey! Turn the music down, it's too loud. I'm joined by my co-anchor, Money Michael Edgerwood, and of course, who could forget Nandez with sports. Sexy news. It's not. I don't know why I said it like it would be something. I've really not organized anything for this. Oh, Jeff!
Fire him.
Young Jeffrey. He's not too good with the music. Yeah, let's get into it. Story number 1. Further restrictions on live music have been announced in European countries in an effort to control the new Omicron variant of COVID-19. Italy has now banned unvaccinated people from attending music venues, theaters, cinemas, sporting events, restaurants, and bars. Similarly, nightclubs will be closed in France, Poland, and quite a few other European countries. Closer to home, Ireland's prime... Why is this real news? Closer to home, Ireland's Prime Minister has announced a drop in capacity at indoor events such as concerts, as well as a full shutdown of nightclubs.
Jeffrey,
far.
you fucked up again. You have real news in instead of the fun news.
Who put this in there? This is real COVID news. This is real COVID news.
And we've gone in a time machine and went backwards.
What's happening?
Yeah.
I think the point I was trying to get to is that so Down South has a capacity on gigs now, and so far nothing in the UK. But that hasn't really stopped. Like, a lot of shows are still getting cancelled because people are worried about this thing.
Yeah.
The Omicron, Omicronic.
The Omicron.
So yeah, potential for more gig cancellations. Who knows? So even though it's not really a restriction throughout the UK, there's still a lot just being cancelled left, right, and centre. So, keep an eye out.
Yeah.
I didn't hit this. I didn't finish the news. I feel like I need to hit that to be able to finish the news. Okay. Next story. This is also like a serious thing. Travis Scott, with the whole Astroworld tragedy that happened, basically he's denied liability officially now. It's the first time he's actually done it through a legal source. So his attorneys have been saying that he knew nothing about it during the time. He had no awareness that there was any issue while he's performing, but now he's officially denied liability on it, and there's something like 1,500 lawsuits against him. So although it's on one, it seems to be a blanket statement. He's saying that he's not taking any fault for it. So we'll see how that goes as well. But it's just the first official news we've had from Travis Scott ever since him posting that kind of weird aftermath video where he was kind of like, I don't know. It just seemed, it was weird. Whatever.
I didn't see it. I know Hulu didn't take their time to put a documentary out.
Oh yeah, we'll get a documentary immediately about something horrible that happened. Yeah, what are you gonna do? But yeah, that's some real news. These are all kind of like real news. There's no joke news this week. I've actually done like kind of the whole thing's a bit of a meme. This is episode 69, and all we're gonna do is talk about very serious topics this episode. It's not gonna be funny at all. You don't know what you've gotten into.
Sometimes
here.
neighbors are 69.
No, it's not pretty.
Yeah, if we're gonna do a 69, we have to roll 69 comments and jokes throughout the thing.
We need to. Yeah. Oh, I thought you meant there needs to be 69 jokes.
No.
And I was like, who's gonna keep count of that?
No.
Please keep count in the comments. All right. Next one. We got Drake and Kanye. They're always in the news, and they're set to perform at their benefit concert tomorrow. The concert was set up by Kanye with the main goal being to free the Gangster Disciples co-founder Larry Hoover Sr. From prison, using the combined influence of Kanye and Drake, two of the biggest artists in the world, according to Kanye, and which is quite true, to be fair. But they squashed the beef over this. They put their differences aside, and they're going to perform at this thing. And it's just been announced that Amazon and Twitch are going to stream it for free. So that's pretty cool. So free show.
They'll probably do a sprinkle of Virgil in there as well. More than likely.
I would say so, yeah. I mean, it's a very common, like, something they have in common between them anyways. If they had already put their differences aside, I'll just bring them close together, bonding over Virgil, the loss of Virgil. It's not really fun whenever I hit it after something serious. Rest in peace. Reading and Leeds, they announced their headline acts for August 2022. As long as the festival actually happens, who knows at this point. But it's a completely new format for the headliners of the festival. There's going to be 6 headliners. And for the first time ever, they're going to do 6 headliners with no clashes. People won't clash because there will be 2 main stages somehow. I don't really understand how this works. I've just read the details of it. There's going to be 2 main stages, 6 headline acts, so you can go and watch every single individual headliner, and you don't have to pick. Headliners for the show are Arctic Monkeys, Bring Me the Horizon, Halsey, Rage Against the Machine, Megan Thee Stallion, and Dave. My good friend Dave.
Who just won Best Album at the Mobos.
There you go. Yes, he did. I feel like a lot of those band names as well could just use the Megan Thee Stallion and put the instead of the Bring Me the
It's
Horizon.
the new, yeah.
Rage Against the Machine. The Arctic Monkeys.
Like that Sum 41 video where they took the piss out of everybody being called the at some stage. Now the new trend's gonna be
The Megan Thee Stallion. Megan Thee Stallion. That's what I'll go
here,
for.
Enter Shikari's playing as well.
Yeah, there's more people you can look up. They haven't announced everything, but the main news was kind of like 6 headliners, 2 main stages, no clashing.
That actually is a decent start compared to like previous years. Run the Jewels is in there as well.
Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, the people that I announced, like, it's just personal preference. I mean, Arctic Monkeys, that would be cool. I mean, they're meant to be bringing out the new record. Hopefully that would be out first. Rage Against the Machine, obviously.
I feel like as
Everybody
long as
else,
there's
I could leave it.
zigzag and back and forth between stages. I feel like that's what you could have done in years gone back. You could have zigzagged through the stages, and you could have at every time of day, had something that you would enjoy watching. But I think like in the last couple of years, it didn't really seem that way. Like I feel like between the hours of whatever, like 3 and 6 or something, it's like I don't really want to see any of these acts.
I don't really want to see anything. I'm gonna take the shuttle bus to Tesco's because that's what you did to survive.
How are they going to control? That's going to be interesting to see how they control all that. Like people, a festival thing.
I mean I can't even. Did they do Reading and Leeds this year?
That's what I'm trying to.
I think they
I
did.
can't remember.
I think they did it.
Some festivals happened, didn't they?
Didn't they? I don't know.
Pretty sure.
I don't know. I probably should have checked that. I could have swore that it still went ahead in the end. I know Glastonbury cancelled, but I thought Reading and Leeds was still
that's like
happening.
ridiculous.
But was it not that people withdrew from Reading and Leeds? There was, because we talked about it on the show. There was somebody who was a headliner who decided not to go in the end
possibly.
because of COVID, and they pulled out, and somebody else filled in instead. So yeah, I think it's still. I'm pretty sure it's still happening. I don't know. I mean, I'm guessing that they're probably putting their money on it not being so much of an issue. August 2022 is the hope. Who knows?
Yep.
Well, I don't know. Based on all the pandemics gone by that I know I already talked about this last week, but
That
I would
we've
say
survived.
that we've survived. Who knows? Maybe we'll never make it out of this one. That'll be fun. I think hopefully you're tailing off at that point. Really, you should be. It's like a 3-year thing, so you would like to think with the technology that we have now, like it should definitely be 3 years, if not slightly shorter, 2 3/4 years. It'll be fine.
Or it could just be flu 2.0 and it's going to be around here forever.
Yeah, well, I'm not necessarily. I mean, you still get vaccinations for all the other stuff, like measles and shit. Measles, mumps, rubella. You still get all those. And it's not like it's a pandemic, but the reason it's not is vaccinations. All the anti-vaxxers jumping off. Not watching the stream.
And
Unfollow.
I almost feel fuck it, I'm not gonna bother.
Nah, go for it. Why
I
not?
almost feel like it was pointless for me to get vaccinated because apparently fucking 6 months down the line I have to get another couple. Hey dude, I done all of this to try and fucking follow protocol, and it's like I've got this card and now you want me to update my gadget on my phone every couple of months. Nice.
I seen a meme that was
I'll
just
keep
like,
doing it.
You're just like crying in like the end of 2023 whenever you're getting your 17th booster.
Yeah, I'm like, okay.
It's like another jab.
Yeah, fuck. My body on the inside is crying out like Matthew McConaughey in Interstellar banging on the window. Fuck!
Man, Interstellar. What a funny movie. It probably should have been sadder, but me and Sarah found it quite funny. There were so many scenes that were intense, but in space, and Chris Nolan trying to be really smart was just like, oh, there would be a vacuum in space, so there's nothing, there's no tense music, just silence, and there's something quite funny about like, trying to get a spaceship into like a claw with no music, and it's meant to be intense. And I was just like, I don't know, it was kind of funny to me. It just seems really awkward. And it's like they're sweating inside the capsule, but outside it's just absolute silence, and just it looks like a claw machine just trying to get this little piece of metal in. It's like, I'm sure it would be intense if you were on there, but I'm not feeling it. Also, the robot was just like a brick. You remember?
I haven't seen it in so long.
No, nobody
the
remembers.
screaming thing. No.
Yeah.
You don't remember?
I remember bits and pieces of Interstellar, but then I was like, "There's a robot in Interstellar."
You don't
I
remember the
honestly
robot?
don't remember that. I don't remember that bit.
The robot was like a 6-foot silver brick. And how is that not hilarious? And it just rolled about with everyone.
I need to see a picture of it to jog my memory.
Right, okay. Robot from
Robot.
Interstellar. Interstellar robot. Where everyone.
Yeah, no, because I'll probably get real ones.
That is the sound of many people Googling. Click, 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 click.
Oh
Interstellar.
yes, I do
Yeah.
remember that guy. Yeah.
What does it look like? A silver brick
Yeah.
with legs.
Yep. Yep. That was a weird one.
Yeah, I feel like I need to share my screen for the good of the people. Totally worth it. Totally gonna be worth it. Oh, it's such a small image. Why is this loaded up? It's tiny. What?
Looks like a new phone or something.
What is this? Yeah, that was in it. And it was just kind of like going about on the adventure with everyone. And you're like, alright. I remember this character. That was Andy Serkis and Mocap.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, maybe it would be preferable to like Elon Musk's humanoid robots that he's building that are freaky as all hell. Maybe people would just prefer rectangles.
Yeah,
Yeah,
people don't want anything
walking
too realistic,
rectangles.
like Boston Dynamics. Everyone's freaking out at them. It's like, we'll just do a
those
cube.
ones that are doing like backflips
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like, let's slow down there. Let's slow down, everyone. Yeah, what a movie. What do I got down here? Hold on, I do have notes. Don't worry, I'm not that unprepared. Although, hey, you know what I don't have in my notes, though, and isn't really music related, but, dumb. Y'all see the Downing Street video, the like, the government having a Christmas party thing? You see this? No. Man, that's... it's like, if you don't laugh, then there's nothing else.
I've seen the
is there?
headlines, but I'm like, I'm not clicking on this fucking video.
I mean,
I know it's annoying, but like, are you really surprised?
uh,
I'm just like, it's just everywhere at the minute, and I was like, it just can't be ours anymore.
it's
Like,
kind of just a way to
I
get
feel
Boris
like it's just
Johnson
like
to
another-
resign, I think, at this
Yeah.
point.
It's another
Like, step
distraction.
down. Well, I don't know. It's a bit shitty, though. Like,
Yeah, but
partying.
I bet you it wasn't just them that had a party, and it's who cares, man? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I still want to
Gives
people
a
houses
shit.
for Christmas. Like, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. But I'm not
cares?
in the government or running the country.
Yeah.
Oh well. Yeah. News that isn't that and is more sexual is I made a playlist to celebrate 69 episodes, and it's 10 songs about the lead singer's penis, and it's 10 beautiful songs on there, and every song is about the lead singer singing about his own penis, and I thought that would be something. Is that something?
That is something.
Is that something
don't
for
know.
episode 69?
I bet you that didn't take long either. There's probably more, a good few more than 10 songs.
I could have went more than 10, definitely.
Yeah.
There's so many songs where people are writing about their own penis. It's weird. Such hits as Love Gun, Sledgehammer, My Dingaling, and many more. show her. I don't know. I mean, the name kind of just tells you everything.
Yeah.
Candy shop, lollipop. Those rhyme anyway. Yeah, many songs about penises, but peni, penises. But I made that, so that's kind of like a celebration, I guess. Well done, us. 69 episodes. You see, for real though, we're about to do 70 episodes here, guys. I mean, go us. I think that is something to be celebrated. We should. If I could find the
You could
applause
find
button,
it.
I would be pressing it, but I've got sunglasses on, so I can't actually find it. Oh, I think I've lost my applause. Where did
Clap,
it
clap, clap.
Just hit
I
the
just done
crickets
it.
instead.
go? Find it. Yeah, well done, us. Slightly delayed. Also, it's kind of turned down. Didn't really work at all. Yeah, 70 episodes. See, what I say from the start, we'd be the ones that persevere. All podcasts fall off. We keep going. We go. We go
Better or worse?
even when it's bad, we keep going. And the people keep coming back. Probably like every 5 episodes. And they're like, I'll watch one. Why not? Why not? You know what I do want to get into, which I just thought was, I thought it was something interesting. And I was like, oh, I'm going to talk about this on the show. So there's this guy, Christopher McBride, that I follow on Twitter. And he ran, Mike, do you remember the metaphorical boat?
Yes.
Yes, yeah, it's like the music blog thing. So I follow him on Twitter. And he always posts like loads of interesting stuff as well. And he's pretty good to follow for music news, to be honest. Like he'll share a good few things that I haven't even seen myself. Like, to be honest, I didn't know the Cure were playing the SSE Arena until he posted it. Did you know that was happening?
It was only yesterday, I think it all came out. It was rumored a couple of days ago that they were doing like a European tour, and then I think it was official yesterday.
Yeah, 2nd of December 2022. Anyway, yeah, so he had this thing, and I'm just going to read you through. I mean, shout out to Chris and the metaphorical boat, because this is coming from him, but he made me deep dive after I read this, and I'm like, I need to look into this information a little bit. So he put up a tweet a few days ago, and he's like, this is just a thought, Friday thoughts. In order for a Christmas song to become a perennial classic, does the artist in question have to be a massive star at the time of the song's release? And then he starts going through just some of the stats here, which I think it's a pretty good point of what makes a Christmas hit. So he goes, every year it seems to be that every musician and their dog is trying to release a Christmas song, yet the ones that end up staying around are from artists with a profile at the time, even if their star later fades. Slade had 5 number ones before Merry Christmas, although youngins would struggle to name any of them. Coldplay Christmas Lights came out in 2010 off the back of Viva La Vida. Ariana Grande Santa Tell Me came off the back of 2 number 1 singles. Wizard had 2 number 1 singles before Christmas Every Day, and once again you'd be hard pressed to name them. Darkness released Don't Let the Bells End in the 1 year where they were legitimately the biggest band in the country. I don't think we'd remember it if it came out in 2012. And he said, and of course, being a massive artist doesn't guarantee that any Christmas song you release reaches that standard. Queen's Thank God It's Christmas never really took off, for example. Although it is still on all the Christmas albums. I hear it all the time.
Yeah.
But then, yeah, it had me thinking of, like, there's so many bands and so many things that are Christmas songs released, but I think he's right. I think you need to have, like, it's not that just the song can be good, because I don't think that really matters in the end. I don't think the song has to be a good song so much that you have to have had like a couple of number ones and be top of the charts at the time. That's why we're so fucked for like the last 5 years. Like whenever I start looking at a list of Christmas number ones, what kind of a mess has the last like decade been? I haven't even thought about it. I just haven't thought about it. Because I don't care that much. I'll be honest, I don't really care. But I mean, this is just shows you like how screwed up the charts are. The last 3 years have been Lad Baby, and it's been We Built This City, I Love Sausage Rolls, and Don't Stop Me Eating. Those have been the Christmas number ones for 2018 through to 2020, and I guess it's just because the money's going to charity. I legitimately. Like, I'm not lying here. I haven't heard any of these. Like, I know that they're spoof, like, charity singles or something. I don't know what any of that is. That is Christmas number one, apparently. I was like, right, okay.
Yeah. Like, could a big artist not just put like a decent Christmas song out and make it for charity? Like,
I
I'm all
guess
about the charity thing still, but like, could somebody just put out an actual song that's listenable that
I
maybe could be added to the classic playlist,
well, I
the
just
Christmas playlist?
I thought it was pretty fun to go back because you start to see what a mess it's been. So like before that, there was Ed Sheeran with "Perfect," which to be fair was a huge song that year. So again, that seems like a Christmas number one off the back of success. Although I don't relate it to Christmas at all. I know I
Yeah.
hear it all the time. Like if
But
you're in
maybe at least it's a song,
it
I guess.
it is a
You know,
song. I mean,
yeah,
it's more of a song than I Love Sausage Rolls. I'll say
yeah,
that much.
exactly.
Then it was Clean Bandit with Rockabye. I can't even tell you what that song is. Um, the Greenwich NHS Choir with A Bridge Over You. I don't think I heard that either. I don't even know who that is. Ben Haynow? Ben Haynow, Something I Need? Don't know that. Sam Bailey's Skyscraper? No idea. The Justice Collective, He Ain't Heavy's My Brother, Military Wives, Wherever You Are. And then, like, a good, what, no, that might be 10 years of X Factor. Like, that's where it's crazy. With that 1 year that Rage Against the Machine got it. Because people were so fed up with X Factor. But it's just like Alexandra Burke, Matt Cardle.
Oh well,
Oh,
see, you were talking
Ian
about
20 were
Christmas.
in there.
Oh, there we go. You paused there for a bit. Santa came down the chimney and went, "See you."
I thought all the charities had banded together and
Yeah,
like cut
stop me.
Stu's internet connection or something.
As soon as you hit X Factor, that's where you see the root cause of why people don't want serious Christmas songs in 2021. Because
I think
that was
you're
the
right.
problem from there, and nobody gives a crap about something serious. People want to have fun. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
You want to know what one of the saddest things is? Like, do you know what the Christmas number one of the year 2000 was? Really kind of the last song that wasn't X Factor that we cut. It was Bob the Builder with "Can We Fix It." That was Christmas number one during the millennium.
Yep.
What a turn! What a turn! Like what happened there?
I think it was just people just trying to go against the serious, force
Yes.
down your throat reality TV singles.
Yeah, well, I mean that came after. Like before that, it was like Spice Girls and Michael Jackson and East 17, like the ones that you kind of feel are, and then just randomly in 2000, Bob the Builder just had a smash hit out of nowhere, and then yeah, you're basically into the X Factor or American Idol or whatever, Pop Idol, whatever the hell it was called, into that era. But yeah, previous to that, I think Chris is right in what he's saying. Like everybody that has a Christmas number one, it was like off the back of
Yeah,
success
they had
pretty
that
much through the
profile
80s and
picture.
90s.
Yeah.
The funny thing is in the 70s is just like looking at some of the songs that were Christmas number one, and the 60s, because they were just number one songs. No, really nothing to do with Christmas, most of them.
Yeah.
Like
Well, that was the
1975
thing.
Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah, it didn't always have to be a Christmas song back then. It was just that you got number one at Christmas time. Didn't have to have like
Yeah.
friggin' sleigh bells or anything in it. Like, yeah.
I know. It's an interesting thought, though. I think there is some.
I think it's more just like it says more about what the, as you say, like the state of what the charts are nowadays. They
Oh,
really
they
don't-
mean nothing.
They mean
It's a
nothing.
marketing
Yeah,
thing,
exactly.
yeah.
And the weird thing too is, it's like all music nowadays. I feel like, we have this conversation a lot that like there's good music out there, but you have to go hunting for it. It's the same with good Christmas songs. Like if you want a good new Christmas song, there's still bands doing it and doing it well, but as you say, they're, for whatever reason, the way those charts are set out, they're never going to be Christmas number one or even in the top 10 probably.
No,
You know
you're
what I
right.
mean? There's bands release Christmas singles every single year, and they're consistently good and different, like, but you have to go hunting for it.
Yeah, because like the Killers have a thing where they do like a annual Christmas song, and it's always pretty good. But I don't think any of them. Well, I'm looking at it. None of them have been UK Christmas number one anyway. I know that much.
Yeah.
But they're usually pretty good songs. Yeah, I don't know. Interesting. Yeah, you're right. It just goes to show you it means nothing. Which kind of just brings me on to my next thing anyway, about Drake, Champagne Poppy Drake, Six God Drake, six all the nicknames Drake. he withdrew his 2 Grammy nominations. I don't know if you guys seen that or not, but he got nominated for 2 categories in the Grammys, and he's like, no, I'm gonna withdraw those, which a lot of people are confused about because obviously somebody as part of his team had to actually, send those in for them to be nominated. They don't just get nominated; you have to like apply with them. But that's not to say it comes directly from Drake. I'm sure his team or his label and all this other stuff are just like, yeah, we'll send in your album for best album at the Grammys. Of course we will. But he's withdrew them out, and although I don't think much has been said about it, it's obviously off the back of the last time Drake was at the Grammys, and basically he got cut off television as well because he started talking about how little it mattered, and how much it's just like, why do we let this thing mean something? It's like it only means something if we let it mean something. If you have people in your city that are coming out in the rain and the snow to come see you perform, you don't need anything else. Which is easy for him to say whenever he's like a millionaire or whatever. But I get the sentiment.
There was more even leading back from that too. There was things that I was reading as well that he'd already had like beef with them in previous years because one of their singles, I can't remember if it was like Hotline Bling or something, but like one of them got like nominated for like best rap song or something like that, and he's like, why are you even putting me in this category? It makes no sense. I don't rap in the song. Like, you're putting me up against other people that are actually doing legitimate songs, and it's just like, it's creating controversy where there shouldn't be any and stuff. So I think that went further back, and then he done that acceptance speech that got cut off. Yeah. And then there was the whole thing as well with the Weeknd's album not getting nominated as well. I just feel like loads of people are like losing respect for the Grammys because it never makes any sense.
Well, I know he kind of said after the Weeknd being snubbed for what was, I mean, in most people's eyes, probably the best album of the year, and him not getting anything. Drake was basically like, it just goes to show the complete disconnect between what is popular and what they say is popular, or what they say wins awards anyways, which is it's basically the Oscars. I mean, that's what the Oscars is as well. It doesn't really mean it's a popular movie whatsoever. Most of the time it's definitely not making as much money at the box office as like an Avengers movie, like some sort of Oscar artistic depiction of something. I don't know. Thoughts?
Also, the Drake album wasn't great.
Oh, he wasn't going to win.
Exactly. Yeah. So take it out anyway.
Maybe, you said it's strategic. Yeah. He's making a whole big thing like, I'm taking this out to make a statement, but he's like, no, I'm taking it out because it's not going to win.
Shouldn't have been in there in the first place.
I know. Saying that, though, I mean, the weird thing is that so many people have created the narrative, and he hasn't even said anything. It's just that people reported that it's been withdrawn. Yeah. So it's like anything. You can't do it in silence. But a lot of people have that same, like, the same thought process that he intentionally wanted it to be submitted so that people could see it be removed. Because if it was never submitted and it was never a nomination, then people wouldn't have taken as much notice to the fact that he pulled away from it, if you know what I mean. If that makes sense.
And now Drake's the solid guy. He's got a game plan. This sly. He's sly. Yeah. That dude is sly. It's like, look, man, I'm taking my album out of the Grammys. I'm the good guy. It's like,
I'm the good guy. Yeah. He's the good guy.
You made this crap album. Take it out anyway.
Yeah, it's not very. There's some good songs. It's definitely not album of the year. I tell you that much. That's definitely not. I don't know. Still think it should go to Tyler. Why does it even? Doesn't even matter. Doesn't even matter if it goes to Tyler. J. Cole is good. I thought as an album creatively, the whole thing put together, like I gotta go with Tyler. Just the thought process and everything. I know it's not what the award is anyway, but it's everything that surrounds Call Me If You Get Lost. There's so much going on with that, and it's like Tyler just always does this thing where he lives it like an art piece, and I don't know. I just thought it's great the way it's been done. Kanye kind of does that, but it's also like his album is a mess. I don't even know what version of Donda is up for best album at all. Like there's about 5 different versions, and it's like,
I think
which one?
I think Donda's the whole package could possibly get nominated for it as the whole tour, the whole listening party, the album, how it came out. I think they'd take that into consideration. Same with J. Cole, what he'd done at the beginning of the year, along with his album release.
Yeah.
Tyler, like I said, Tyler is he's the obvious just because how it came out and all the shows and then his whole story with it, like the concept behind it. So it's tough. It's tough. And then Nas's album, I think it's great as well, but it's just such a hard category to see where he would place in that, even though it's really good. But I don't know. It's. I'm glad I'm not making the decision.
Yeah. Doesn't matter. The people that are have absolutely no idea what's going on usually, so it's fine. I'm sure they'll vote for something that like we'll be like, what? It'll be Justin Bieber or something with Justice Bieber. Yeah, I don't know. Who knows? But yeah, sexy. Yeah, I don't have any essential news really. It's just just some other stuff that we had noted down to talk about. Spotify. I seen it was actually Andy shared this to me. Spotify have made a Netflix hub essentially. I don't know if you've been.
I just thought that was interesting.
It is interesting.
If they do that with Netflix, like you get official soundtracks for the Netflix originals and some other shows. You get podcasts with the shows in there. So like how we would listen, or you introduce me to like Dissect for music, and he does the albums. Like imagine having that on the one platform for the Squid Game podcast, whatever. Yeah. And I just thought that if they would do that with more stuff, it would be really cool.
Yeah, I like it. It's kind of like, I mean, the one that they were using to advertise it seemed to be for that. What's that movie called with Andrew Garfield? Is it like Tick Tick Boom or
Tick Tick Boom? Yeah.
Something like that. But that's the one with it's about the guy that came up with Rent, the musical, and it was like there was a breakdown of, I guess, people discussing that and the meaning behind everything and how they done the movie, and it's like there's a whole podcast for that, but it's like people might not have found that or find the two together, but they're connecting them. So it's like you watch the movie, you enjoy it, then you see the movie advertised on your Spotify, and you're like, oh, there's that movie I watched, and then you click in, and it connects you to what. I haven't actually been through a thing to actually use it properly, but I wonder would it even connect you to like the soundtrack or something, because that would be quite useful as well. It's like if you wanted the songs from the movie, podcast about the movie, all that sort of stuff. I think it's a pretty good idea. And you say if you're watching like some of those TV shows like Squid Game and there's like all these Easter eggs throughout it, like that's always the fun part about podcasts like that, is like diving deep into those shows. And if there's an easy way to find it rather than trying to Google Squid Game podcast and find the good one, it's not that good. Maybe we should partner with Netflix. What could we break down? What's on at the minute?
Absolutely nothing. True Story with Kevin Hart and Wesley Snipes.
Okay, let's break it down.
If you watch the first episode, which is an hour long, and then they've broken up into 5 half an hour episodes. By the end of episode 1, which is the longer version, you know exactly what's going on, and you don't have to watch the next 5.
Cool. And you see, if you look closely in the background, there's a little bit of an Easter egg that might hint at Wolverine showing up in the next one. I don't know. I just thought we could maybe break down and make it exciting, and then we'd partner with Netflix and be rich and successful.
No.
It's just a thought.
It could happen.
It could happen. It could still happen. We need to get your ring light, Mike. It's so dark in your house.
Yeah, I know, but then it just keeps, depending on what I have on my screen.
Oh, there you are. I can see your face again.
If I put like a white page up on my screen, then I'm just lit up like a spotlight.
Fantastic. yeah, I think we're gonna do a very quick commercial break, and then we'll come back, and we got some shout out segment, and just a couple other things to dig into. But a quick commercial break. We'll be right back after these messages.
Hey there, fresh-faced creative in a youthful advertising demographic. Does your reading material have a distinct lack of cultural nourishment for your slowly decaying, malnourished soul? Stop! Put that garbage down. Everyone knows you shouldn't get your news from old mediums like paper. That's 2/8 century. Plug into the information superhighway, loser, and read a zine. It's like a magazine, but without all that dumbass paper. Read Stranger Days, the arts and culture e-zine. It's got music, comedy, art, poetry, tarot cards, cinema, year spaceship, comics, podcasts, and Jim Carrey. Read Stranger Days now, because between you, me, and your trusty canine companion, we know fluffy cuddles and e-zines are the only way to push back the existential dread slowly consuming your every waking moment. Hold back the darkness today with Stranger Days. Available now at strangerdays.wordpress.com.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. This is a quick little commercial break. Quick little shout out to Stranger Days, the e-zine that has all the cool stuff in it. You heard where to go. You go check them out, man. They've always got cool stuff. And, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel so you find out when we're going live and if we post any other videos, which we eventually will again. We've been behind on a couple of things. And follow the podcast on Spotify. Do all the good stuff. Back to the show. I think we should just go into shout out segment because there's a couple of cool things happening. Cool. There's people doing cool things. So it deserves shout out. If I can find the shout out segment button. What is wrong with my soundboard tonight, boys? Is this it? There it is, baby. Basically, I added that sexy music, and everything on my soundboard is in the wrong place, and it's driving me insane, and I just can't find anything.
You might need a brighter room to find the buttons.
Oh, yeah. Sunglasses are on. Forgot about that. There it is. Yeah, I just thought we would make the whole thing a shout out segment. It's episode 69. It's given and receiving and given. We give some stuff and people give it back to us. And the Northern Irish Arts Council did that with quite a few people. Mike was sending me some stuff earlier. I couldn't even name all the artists. There's so many people I've seen that actually got granted funding from the Arts Council in Northern Ireland, which is awesome. I know one off the top of my head is Sarah Mccready. She got funding, so she's talking about doing her debut album, which would be amazing. I know she's been holding off on doing that for a long time because she wants to do it the right way.
That's so cool. I didn't even see that one.
Yeah, it was on Twitter. Beauty
cool.
Sleep is another band. There's quite a few. You would have to go and look for yourself, but yeah, it's cool. These people actually got some money granted to them so that they can keep doing what they're doing. I don't really know what Beauty Sleep's plans are. They released a new single not that long ago.
I have it here. I think it's a second album as well.
Second album. Sounds good to me. The first album's great as well, but I love the direction of this new single that they had.
Yeah, thanks to their funding, we have a second album written. Now the funds to record it. Taking suggestions for second album name now. So yeah, they're
nice.
It's really, really cool.
No, that's awesome. Where's my money? Where's my money? NI Arts Council. I didn't get any. I'm sure you probably had to.
You can't just ask.
I thought they would
that's how it works.
Thought they would just know of me and be like, "What's that guy? What's that guy? David Maples? David Maples or something? Yeah, let's send it to him." And then David Maples got my money. That's what happened. Jesus Christ. Yeah, shout out to all those guys that got some funding. I think there's gonna be a lot of cool stuff coming out now that we have the funding. It always feels like there's a lot of cool stuff that comes out in this country in like January and February.
Yeah.
And I don't know, maybe this all lines up with it, and then people want to have their album to go into the NI Music Prize for the next year as well. So it's like it all lines up, and it usually seems to be like February you start to see this massive new singles and EPs and things like that come out. Which, speaking of EPs, there is Sleeplore. They got a new
Yes.
EP on the way. Yes.
Yes, next week. I think it is. I'm very excited for this. We talked about Sleeplore on the show back, I think it was in the summer at first. Literally just stumbled across him from Pennsylvania. Whenever he put out like one of his first singles, and now he's got like an EP finished, which he said is like 10 years in the making, while he's been working on like other projects and stuff. And there's been like a lot of collaboration stuff behind the scenes, but I think there's a lot of hard work been put into it, and there's been some cool singles dropped, and music videos have all been really cool and stuff too. But I'm looking forward to that one personally myself next week. I'll probably be grabbing it. I think you can like pre-save and pre-order and all as well. There's links up if you look up Sleeplore on Facebook.
Noise. And we also got news from the Wood Burning Savages. They're gonna play South by Southwest next year. Another news story that Mike sent me.
Yeah.
I don't think there's much more to say about that other than that they're playing South by Southwest next year. Again, COVID permitting, like just hoping that all that goes smoothly and there's no issues. Although there's
I'm
people.
pretty sure there was bands done it the other year.
Yeah.
Again, my years are running together because of COVID and stuff. I can't remember when this happened, but I'm pretty sure Beauty Sleep maybe played it one year and stuff. But the cool thing about it is, and the reason I thought it was worth mentioning was, you need to look into it when it comes around. But I'm pretty sure they like stream the South by Southwest shows and stuff. So like you could jump on the stream and like support bands from here whenever they're playing it and stuff. So
Yeah. You remember the live stream? Good times. Everybody was live streaming for a while. The COVID times. Tiger King and live streams. It was great. It really was. It was terrible. What else do I have to shout out? Do you guys have anything else? I do have some stuff, but I don't want to take over.
no, that was everything I'd got.
Andy, anything? Well, I know you just wanted to shout out Jordan at the MOBO Awards.
Yeah, see that?
Yeah.
He's,
Jordan at Junji at the MOBO.
It was part of the what was it? I'm blanking. See, this is why I should write things down. I did send it into the
Yeah, I probably have it somewhere. I don't even know where.
Aung Sung 2022. Yeah, that was it. Yeah, it's just crazy that after having him on, it's just like, especially after this whole year, and then seeing him at the Mobos, who knows? He could be nominated for something pretty soon. So it'd be.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. I mean, he's like we always said, he just goes from strength to strength, and then he does these partnerships like on the fly as well. Because did he not do like a partnership with eBay or something crazy? So some sort of sneaker thing with eBay. I don't know.
Yeah.
He's on top.
Oh yeah,
of everything.
he got the Supreme Air Force Ones, and I wrote back on his story. I'm like, I need those.
Jealous. So the other thing that I was gonna shout out, which is one that I don't really know how deep I want to get into it because I kind of want to have the guy on the show, but there is a new streaming platform that you might have seen going around. I don't even really know. Is there a way to pronounce this?
I'm sure.
I'm just pronouncing it the way I see it.
Which is Nimin
Min M-I-N M
Nim
Minim
N-I-M-N
as in like minimum.
minimum. Maybe that's it. We're like doing this thing again where we don't know, because somebody's came up with like a cool way of saying minimum.
Yeah,
and
probably.
we've wrecked it because we're like min. Yeah, M-I-N-M is how you spell it. If you want to go and find it, I'm pretty sure. Don't you go MINM.co?
Oh god, it's bollocks all over again.
Yeah, it is like bollocks again.
MINM.co, but then you have to do to get a decent result. I think you have to do space music because there's.
That's already too difficult.
Oh,
Just but
No.
Oh, like
I-
as in
I
if you
didn't
just
do
type
that.
it into the browser, it goes. Yeah. Like if
Yeah,
you're
just type in
googling
your
it though.
browser .co. Don't Google it.
If you're
Just type it in
googling
your
it,
browser.
it doesn't actually come up as the top result. It's quite hard to
Okay.
find if you're googling it. So yeah, just type that
So-
into the address bar.
minm.co. And if you type that into your browser, you're gonna get it, and it will explain everything to you. Hold on, I'll bring it up on my screen here, so you can see your title there. So this is what it says. If you're listening on audio, I'll read it out to you. It says, to anyone and everyone who loves music, streaming is broken for 99% of artists. Typical streaming services pay around 0.004 cents per stream. Or that would be dollars, actually. Whatever. And then it has sort of a breakdown of, your subscription that you pay and what percentage goes to the streaming platform and what actually goes into like a market royalty pool and how much those artists get, which is, kind of all over the show. For independent artists, their music is essentially given away for free. This is not sustainable. A user-centric payment system could fix this. And then it shows what that could look like with, the subscription service itself making a small amount of profit compared to what the artist would make, which is something that we've always talked about in the show anyway. It seems obvious. By changing how we value music, we can ensure independent artists are paid fairly and transparently. And to do so, a new sustainable approach to streaming is needed. We hope you can build it with us. Minimum is what it says at the end, because I still don't know how to say it. And yeah, so then you can see here, there's actually, some people that we've spoken about on the show. There's Sean McCann's EP is on there. We got Peter McVeigh on there. There's loads of people. There's my little face down there because I have signed up now, to put my music on there, and I haven't done yet, but I think I will actually. I think I will plan to release some stuff exclusively in there and not let it be on Spotify instead, and see if I can limit what people can get through it to try and encourage more people to go to it, because I think it's a great idea. And, the artists that are going to go on this, it's going to be much better for them. So, it's a great idea, and it's cool that they've set it up because it seems simple
some of
enough.
the artists on there as well. I mean, there's Joel Harkins on there too, and Ethan Hanna that we've had on the podcast and all as well. Everybody seems to be kind of giving it a go, at least to see what it's about.
There's Embarcadero, Sonia Slater, Balcony Sunrise, Ethan Hanna, like you say. There's so many people, man, and I think it'll be interesting to see where it goes from there. But I reached out to the guy that I guess is one of the co-founders of this thing, and I said to him about it would be interesting, I think, to get him on the show to talk about it a little bit. I think that could be a cool idea, and see, like he said, it's not sustainable to have this world where artists are being paid nothing, but hopefully this would be a sustainable way to do it. And they're starting here because it's NI music based initially. It doesn't mean it has to be totally, but it's one worth trying. But it's worth like talking about the shortfalls and how do you get people to go on to it, and all the sort of questions, I guess, that would come with that. Great idea in theory, but it's like how many people can you get to move from like something like Spotify to that, or have both? I think that's where the struggle would obviously be.
Yeah.
No, it's cheap. I mean, there's unlimited streaming for £4.30 a month. Like, I mean, I basically spend £4.30 in Starbucks on one coffee. So, like, and that's like I'd do that several times a week probably. So like £4.30 a month really ain't that much. But it's trying to drill that into people's heads and be like, it could really help those artists if you want to support them, and you always talk about supporting them. Like, doing that very cheap subscription service would probably make a huge difference. And I don't really know whether the only way you could do that is like a boycott, like a Spotify boycott. Like, if you were to be an artist that people liked and then just said, well, you can only get my music through this thing, which has always been the thought with a lot of bands. I think it's just like, well, you can only get my music through our own website if you pay for the actual digital download. Yeah. But it's just, it's so hard to how do you get people to do that? Because like me as a consumer, it's not convenient for me
Yeah,
by
you
any
don't want
means.
to put people off. Yeah, is the thing.
Yeah.
So, um, yeah,
But that's right.
it's definitely it's an interesting conversation. And like what these guys have done has kind of helped sort some of the problems in that like you're still getting a streaming service, like a platform that you recognize, so like people can jump in and like they know how to use it. It's comparable to Spotify sort of thing, so the ease of use is there. You know, I still find like to a lot of like the general music listeners, even trying to get somebody's album on Bandcamp is confusing to people.
Yeah.
You know
People
what I
get
mean?
so used to streaming. Yeah, I do.
Yeah. So, yeah, maybe this goes some way into fixing some of those issues because people can see similarities between a service that they're already using. But yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know. It definitely piqued my interest whenever. Shout out to Sean McCann as well. He was the one that kind of put us onto this and said this thing's kind of happening, and there's an awful lot of people on the music scene that seem to be kind of buying into it and giving it a go and stuff. So.
Yeah, there's definitely great support for it, you know, and it's, I don't know, it's all things that I would love to have in a conversation with, you know, the guys that were working on this thing, but it's where it's like, it's interesting for the fact that yes, I could sort of bring you the objections of it's, well, you know, you're never gonna be able to take people away from these other platforms or do this or whatever, and it's like, not necessarily saying you need to take the entire UK away from it, but like start with Belfast and start with Northern Ireland. And it's the thing where like if you take a huge country like Canada, like Canada implement a thing over there called the Maple system, and it's a whole thing where there's a certain percentage of music that's like played. It's not just music, it's all forms of entertainment, but it has to be Canadian created. So like it's something that would have always benefited us over here, is like if in Northern Ireland and the radio stations had this sort of thing where there's a certain percentage of music has to be, you know, created from Northern Ireland, it would make a big difference, I think.
Yeah.
Because that's why Canadians like know all this stuff or listen to these musicians that nobody knows who the hell they are. I mean, they have their big names like Drake and Justin Bieber and whatever. But there's like these
over there on holiday. There's like stuff that just does not make it out of that country. But
no,
is
Americans have no
massive
idea.
there. Yeah.
Americans don't know. We don't know. Like you know, but that's what I mean. It's not just their music. It's like their TV shows, and they have like these banging hits. They're so good. And then you try and Google them or try and find these bands on Spotify. I can't even find them, but they're like number 2 in the chart or something. Like it works. I mean, it definitely supports their own creation system over there. And I probably need to look into it more for here. It's just something that I remember finding out about Canada. But I think there's something, I want to say there's something down south for that as well. Something similar to like a percentage of Irish music has to be. I don't know. I could be wrong about that, but I think there's something. I just don't think that we have it as Northern Ireland or part of the UK. And it could be really viable here. So although this isn't a government ruling, it's like, well, you know, if the entire country of Canada can make it a mandate and it actually does work and in-houses it a little bit, it's like that's what you would need to do in this small country where it's much more possible of like having artists, you know, get big on this small scale is like through making sure that a certain percentage of it is created here. Not everything. It's not like it has to be a dictatorship until you can't listen to anything else. But like, you imagine if like every other song on the radio was by a Northern Irish artist rather than it all just being whatever's top 10 UK chart, which could be from anywhere. Like, make a huge difference in my opinion. Because how many people listen to freaking Cool FM? Like, it's a radio station based here. So like, you know, it could be done. I don't know. Isn't it?
It makes sense.
It makes sense, people.
Could bruise some egos though as well at the same time.
Probably.
If you think about it, it's like, oh, nobody's buying my shit. Oh, fuck.
It mustn't be good.
So it's like
you would still have to be good.
There's enough good music being put out here that I don't think it would be hard to do.
Yeah.
You know, as you say, like a small percentage, like target target based sort of thing. You know what I mean? At the minute, we have a radio show for music from here, but like you know, it's
Yeah, it shouldn't
only-
be a radio show.
Yeah,
it shouldn't be
yeah,
one show
yeah,
for like an
exactly. That's
hour
what I
or
mean.
2 hours of the
Yeah.
day. It should be that the radio throughout the day has to play like.
You
blah,
should
blah,
be
blah.
able to hear songs from here at like sociable hours, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, not listen to ATL and the Dead of Night or whatever the hell, or you know.
It shouldn't
Q-
just
Q
be for the
radio at 10
hardcore
p.m.
music fan is
Yeah.
the thing, because the problem is like you put like the general listener's ear in front of music that comes out of here, and that's what I'm saying. The quality that is good enough that like nobody's gonna be able to. That was our whole thing whenever we started, like, and you're making playlists and everything as well. It's like you drop the best music that we have from here in with like the international music that we like to listen to on like a regular basis, and you can create a playlist where you don't notice the difference jumping from one to the other. You know
No,
what I
if you
mean?
don't know the names, then you wouldn't know. And it's really just the. It all comes back to that Grammys thing where it's like you create something out of it. So it's like, you know, you just, because of the name of something, oh, it's like Grammy nominated, that's a huge thing, even though it kind of just doesn't mean anything. Because,
And then people see that and then go watch you, because isn't the majority of even popular music not really about the sales? It's about the touring, the merchandise, especially now. It's like touring, merch,
what makes
appearances,
the
and then
money,
it goes
yeah.
all in a circle.
Yeah,
Um,
100%. But that's what I'm saying is like exactly what you said there is it's the knock-on effect, but it's like how do you, well, and I'm saying how do you stop it, but it's the fact that it's been started. So it's like, yeah, the Grammys mean something or award shows mean something because they say this thing is good. Some random group of people say, hey, this thing is good. And then you're like, well, they said it was good. So now I go and listen to it. And then it just goes in circles like that. It's like if the thing didn't exist, then maybe people would make more decisions for themselves rather than just be like, well, he won a Grammy. Or it's like five-time Grammy nominee. Like, I mean, who gives a shit? Like, doesn't matter. Just doesn't matter.
I get it's easy saying that once somebody reaches the Grammys, but it's the path from where they had nothing to the Grammys. You can't go from, oh, you're nothing, and then don't see the process, and then go, oh, fuck, you got a Grammy. There had to be some work in between that.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm going on the bigger scale of saying,
Yeah.
like the Grammys. Like, I mean,
But not,
obviously,
like,
if you
even-
get
yeah.
that far, then that's something. I just mean more like, yeah, that's what I'm like on the smaller scale of like, if it's played on radio, then it's like, oh, played on radio. It's like, you know, it's hard for
Yeah,
like
that
I-
has weight with
that has
people,
weight
if you-
randomly
yeah,
with and it's like, you know, if people were to just be driving in their car to work at a normal time and a certain percentage of music that they heard on Cool FM had to be Northern Irish creators,
It would just become normal.
it
wouldn't
would
be a
become a
thing,
normal
and-
thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's exactly, because that's
Yeah.
what the Canadian system does over there, is that half the people that live in that country, until they actually go outside of it, or they go to the States or something and realize, like, you don't have youth TV or whatever that, like, their kids' TV show is called, or, like, it's something
Yeah.
that they think is international, or
Everywhere,
Americans
yeah.
must have the same thing. Like, you don't have Man Tracker? Like, all these, like, all these shows that they have that just seem normal. And then it's like, no, we don't know what the hell that is, man. Whereas American stuff is just everywhere. It's like everybody all over the world knows all the American stuff, but it's just like, yeah, Canada has these like random TV shows and songs and whatever. I remember there's like
Well,
there's a friggin' banger by a band called Down with Webster. Can't get it anywhere. Can't. It was like number 2 or number 1 whenever I was on holiday one year, and I can only watch the really bad YouTube video. It's not on Spotify. It's not anywhere. And then I realized, oh,
Supported
this
well
is
on
one of
the
those
radio
weird
stations.
Canadian things. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. There's a bunch of bands like that where Canadians are like, yeah, Down with Webster. I freaking love Down with Webster. I don't know. There's stuff like that. I don't really know if they like Down with Webster, but there's bands like that. I know there's a YouTuber I watched, and he was talking about a band called Phaser Drive, and he's just like everybody knows Phaser Drive, and he's like, but then I realized that nobody knows Phaser Drive. Nobody knows what that is, but it's like if you're in Canada, it's like everybody's like, yeah, Phaser Drive, like of course. Like I don't know, it's weird, and that sort of support system would be great, but alas.
But yeah, no, I get I get it's kind of like the comparison that you're making as well. Like this streaming service, if enough people got onto it and it became sort of like the thing where it was like you start with a local music scene. You don't try and take on Spotify per se, but it's like
We keep
all
saying
the
Spotify, but I can buy your album on Apple Music, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's like
Yeah.
you can literally buy Stu's album here, pre-save. My Ring thing is there.
Yeah.
You can buy it on Amazon as well, but it's just a point of like who's
Focus!
looking for it.
Focus! Fuck you.
But yeah, like, but even buying digital albums, it doesn't happen very often either. Like, unless you're like offering like an interesting physical product, a lot of the times it's like, it's only like the hardcore supporters are gonna just buy a digital download for it to sit on their computer, and then they jump to Spotify and stream it.
Yeah, and stream it from there.
You know what I mean? They
anyway,
don't even
yeah.
actually use the download that they've bought in the first place.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, it's like if these guys at minimum could start by conquering a local scene, and it's like you get enough artists on there, and it's like, well, this is where you go if you want to stream music from Northern Ireland, and it's
Yeah.
like, and if you and then if you want to listen to like Drake and The Weeknd and Ariana Grande or whatever else, then you bounce onto Spotify. But if you are like in local music mode or whatever, and you want to listen to like all the latest stuff, like the best stuff that's coming out here, then you jump onto this other app, and that's where you stream from, and you know that those artists are actually getting a payout equal to what Drake and friggin' per stream are getting.
Yeah.
Because that's the problem, is like those massive artists are awarded more per stream than the
Yeah.
smaller artists.
But that's
Well,
where
they're really the only artists that get it. Like that Spotify rap thing. There was some people that I seen post other artists who had like hundreds of thousands of, and maybe even close to like millions of whatever songs. And I think some of them posted their income, and there was like $4,000. It's like it's literally
Such
the
a small
top
part of
You can stream millions, hundreds of thousands, and then it's only the likes of Drake, Bieber, Bon B, whatever his name is, forgotten his name, but yeah, it's like a small percentage of ones that actually make some music, some money from their streams. Like everybody else is like, I have to go out and live performance. I have to sell merch. I have to,
Yeah, Spotify is literally like that dodgy gig promoter that's like, oh no, I'm not paying you anything for this gig, but it's exposure. You
it's
come
good
and you play your song on Spotify, and loads of people will be able to see it because loads of people use it. And that's kind of the problem for the smaller artists trying to,
Yep.
what did I see? Was it the owner or somebody the owner or the founder of Spotify has never written a song, never done anything musically, but has more money than Paul
I've
McCartney
seen that. Yeah, I've seen that.
because of the
It was like, it was kind of like a meme format thing, but it was quite depressing whenever you're at it. It's like, this guy hasn't released one song, but he makes more money than all these massive artists throughout the years. Yeah.
I get, bro. But no, I mean, I'm saying it more like, I've thought before, right? Because I've looked for a way to do it. But say, for example, like that song that I'm talking about that I heard from Canada by some band called Down with Webster. It's really cheesy, but I was like, man, it's so catchy. I'd love to listen to that again. And, I can't add it into my everyday, like, driving around playlist because I use Spotify for that. I can't seem to get it anywhere. No matter what I do, I can listen to it on YouTube. Like that's about as far as it goes. See if there was an option for me to purchase that song for a certain, like, an amount of money, and I could add it to those playlists, I would do it. Like, because I wouldn't mind, because I would want to listen to it. Like, even if it was like £5 for that one song, I was like, it's worth it, so that I can stream it whenever I want and listen to it there.
not to get too in the
But you
things,
can't do
but
it.
could that not be region based as well, where you can't get it, just like Netflix shows and stuff?
Yeah, well, it probably is, but that's kind of the point of just like, well, it was so big over there. I thought it was like it was gonna be easy to get, and then it turns out no, it's not. and then it probably is region based now. So it's like If you're in Canada, maybe you can get it. I don't know, or their label doesn't have. I mean, you can search the band and find them, but they don't like. It's one of those things where they don't have certain records for some reason. I don't know, some sort of weird dispute with the label, maybe whatever it's gonna be. But I'm
Or
just
maybe,
using it
maybe
as
they're on the minimum equivalent
in Canada. Yeah, I don't know.
You know, it's some
But
other
this is-
streaming service or something. Yeah.
That's the thing where it's like, you know, if there was a way to know like how to purchase that, how to pay money to get that song on something else, then I would be willing to do it. And that's where I'm trying to put myself in somebody else's shoes, where like, you know, there's been bands from here that have went out and went on like a UK or European tour, and they've played several places. Like if we take Winona Bleach for example, and they went and they played in Russia. Like, what if there's some Russian dude who's like, man, you know, he's seen them that one time in a bar, and he's like, man, that song was so good, and it's like, I don't even know where to get this from anymore. You know, I'm not saying obviously you can't find them on Spotify, but if it was the equivalent of just being like, I don't know where to get it from, and the only service he could find them was the one that we're talking about, this minimum thing, M-I-N-M, minimum, whatever, I don't know, somebody needs to tell me how to say this, but if that was the only place you could get that Winona Bleach song, and that guy loved it so much, would he just subscribe to the service? You know what I mean? That's where it almost feels like you need to go all or nothing, and hope for the best. Like, that's where I'm not too sure if it works whenever you're on everything.
To me, this is the challenge, right? So, for anybody putting out music at the minute, on our scene or even further afield, the whole thing with this streaming service that we're talking about, there's no cost to the artist to get your music up on there. Is that right?
Yeah.
So like you can, you know, no harm, no foul. You can jump in and you can put your music up there and stuff. So to me, the people creating this streaming service, their challenge is how to make it attractive to people and bring people away from Spotify, give people a reason. And again, to me, you can't start by targeting Spotify users. The general listener is not gonna go first. To me, it's the people like us that jump onto a Bandcamp and buy an album from somebody who doesn't have their shit up on Spotify. Those are the kinds of people that are maybe gonna start on this service first of all, and then hopefully it gets bigger and there's more money injected into it, and then they can advertise wider and it becomes a bigger and bigger thing and you get more people on board. But it's that initial challenge of how do you make it attractive to me, you're selling it to other musos at the minute, because those are the people that would support independent music the most, for the most part. There's definitely some like you know, hardcore listeners out there that aren't in bands, don't play music themselves or anything, but like would support independent music really well. But for the most part, I feel like, you know, you're trying to target other people on music scenes. You know what I mean? And I think that would be their initial challenge, to get people on board from a listener perspective.
Yeah.
As I say, from a band perspective, if there's anybody listening and is interested in the idea of making more per stream, much more per stream than Spotify, then it's free to try it.
Yeah,
and stick your music
there's
on there.
Yeah, no reason not to try it. Yeah, but
So-
then, well, this is the thing where I feel like we need to have this conversation with the people that made the thing, or other artists that have their music up there, and sort of see what they think about it.
Yeah, what their
'cause, you know,
ideas, what their plans are to get people on board and stuff.
Well, like,
yeah.
do a huge version and think about like Tidal and how many people were using Tidal whenever, and I mean that's on a huge scale, like Tidal versus Spotify or Apple Music, and it was like,
Well,
there was
Tidal pays out more than
It does.
Spotify and Apple, don't it?
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying though, but it didn't do as well. Like, despite it being, I mean, you're talking on a grand scale here, but like, it's not the common thing that people have as well, because it's much more limited on what you get on it. But the thing that drove people to it was, for a long time, you couldn't get Beyonce's music anywhere else. There was Kanye releasing like Life of Pablo there before anywhere else. That's the stuff that I feel drive people to Tidal. And it might be the thing that would work for this streaming service, was like exclusives, or places like you can only get this on that service or whatever. It's taking a chance, but you know, I don't know.
Not
It's
to
a
be
hard...
shitty, but it's Beyonce and Kanye. They can afford to do exclusives.
Yeah.
If you're at a level of something and you're just beginning, put it everywhere. Yes, if people pay for it, they pay for it. I think we've had this discussion before.
Oh, no, we have for sure. I'm
Um,
trying to think of how you support the model though.
no, I know that, but say if somebody buys your album, they buy your album.
We have had this conversation.
We
before.
have, I know.
Yeah, and I feel like I do 100% agree with you. Is like,
You're right.
especially if you're like, it's your first single. Do not even fucking worry about making money because you're
Say-
not gonna.
Say you get paid. What was I don't know what the percentage was for that stream, but say you get paid £1 for every stream, but then that stream dwindles off. Or you get a solid week of streams, and then it just takes a sharp dip. Yes, you need to start making more music, but you need to make that rate of music to keep going and push your brand or whatever into the algorithm. Now, some bands don't do that. They put out one thing and wait 12 months to do something else. Now, that revenue of streams just going to go like this.
Yep.
Yes, all of a sudden you have the income from streams, but you're not doing enough to keep that revenue coming in. This is why I'm thinking, right, you've got all that you want. You've got stream money. You've got buy. Now you need to put out the stuff for people to carry on.
Yeah. You need to do it and diversify. I get what you mean. It's like, even like, it's not always a quick turnaround process to make more music, but this is what other artists do as well. Is like, you can do other things in the meantime. You can do features. You can diversify into other mediums as well.
Yeah.
Find ways to market.
Again,
like,
gigging and
each
stuff
thing.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah. And I say it as somebody who doesn't do it well. Like, I don't do it well at all because I get so busy with other things, and it's like I drop a song every now and again, and then that's it. But I'm also not sitting here complaining about not being paid for it because I know I'm not working hard enough on that side of things. It's not something I'm desperately trying to do.
It's also tough because you're in a, you've got a full-time job. I know that shouldn't some people.
Well, yeah,
You've got a
full-time job. I've got a kid.
stuff.
I'm married. Like, there's a lot going on or whatever. But
There's also the argument to be made as well about like I don't know. I'm just like putting it out into the ether. Like, so you have this streaming service that pays people a little bit more for streaming, but then, as Andy says, like, you're an artist just starting out. The idea is just put your music everywhere. Do not focus on the money because it's not going to be made in the first place. You kind of need to build a brand, or an image or whatever you want to call it. I know it's gross, makes you want to be sick, whatever. But like, I mean, you have to create something that people are like, okay, this is cool. I want to follow it. Whatever socials and everything that you decide to invest your time in. But you have a streaming service that's going to pay you a little bit more per stream, and whoever's interested in your music to start with, whenever you drop that first single, if you put your single or your EP, whatever you put up, on Bandcamp, the same amount of people that are hardcore interested in what you are putting out in that first instance will probably buy the album off of Bandcamp, and then you've got the money anyways.
yeah,
You know what I mean? You're not... I mean, it's equivalent, really.
yeah.
You know what I mean? You get a couple of streams, you get that money coming through, and it's like, oh, I'm getting paid for these streams this time. Or I put up on Bandcamp, and it's like, oh, and somebody generously bought my single for £5 whenever it was only up for like 99p or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It all equates probably pretty much evenly. The people that are interested are the people that are going to be interested at the start, and then it's up to you to like create something interesting that people are going to latch on to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, I don't know.
This is what I need someone from that streaming service to sell me it.
Yeah,
You need
it's
to
like-
sell. You need to
yeah.
really sell it to me because these are all the objections of like where I'm trying to think of like what is somebody else gonna say whenever I'm like, oh, my stuff is on there exclusively. Like, does that just mean nobody listens to my stuff anymore, or how do we make that a thing that people want to go to? There has to be ways, but. Yeah, hopefully I can get somebody on to talk about it. I think that could be an interesting conversation. I want to hear the counters to the objections, basically. Because I'm sure there are some.
Would that not be down to both artist and platform to promote themselves equally, like just to say come here?
Yeah,
or,
it would be both. Exactly what you said there is like, if you're gonna take the chance to put your, I say take the chance, I mean it's free, so it doesn't really matter anyway.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, for an artist, it's nothing.
There's no chance for an artist, like, but you're gonna put your stuff on there. Really, whenever I'm talking about taking a chance, I'm talking about like the thing in my eyes where I'm like, say I was to take all my music, for argument's sake, off of Spotify, and I put it on there to say that's the only place you'll get Don Maple music. It's the other part that would help rely on that, other than me saying that and me releasing content, would be that the platform itself is advertising itself, and because it's such a smaller, like, artist collective on it,
getting the audience that you,
so I'm more
are looking to target.
I could be more at the forefront because there's only so many people on it compared to being in the billions of artists that are on Spotify. So it's like, if it's publicized well and it's advertised through their own means, where I'm not, I just put my songs on it and then those guys are advertising their own platform, then I'm more of a face for that than I am for any other big streaming service, because they're too big. So there's the benefit of that side, I suppose. But
bringing it back to the good old 69, it is a give-take relationship.
It's a give. You're giving and you're taking. And you're taking and you're giving. You're taking, receiving. You're receiving.
This is the
thing.
It's up to the streaming service really to push the not by any means smaller. There's loads of artists already on there, but definitely a smaller pool of artists that sign up to this streaming service early. It's up to that streaming service to kind of push those artists, and then it's up to the artists that are on it to go, hey, this streaming service is cool, and this is where you want to go if you want to get my music, or my buddies that, you know, also make music on this music scene. You've probably seen them playing gigs around here or whatever, and start promoting other artists that are also on that streaming service too.
Yeah.
The artists need to make the streaming service big, the streaming service needs to make the artist big, and everybody needs to grow together. So, like, that, I mean,
it's just one big old 69. And I think that's how we should end the show, because that's serendipitous that came together. Yeah, I haven't. I'm about to wrap up this show here, unless you guys have anything else. But what I was gonna say is, I'm pretty sure this might be the last episode we do for a little bit. I know it's coming up to Christmas. I know for a fact Spider-Man No Way Home is out next week, so I mean, I'm not doing the show, guys. I am out. I am out so hard. I ain't gonna be here. I'm gonna be in the theater. It's, yeah, I mean, I think there's one more, so if we didn't do next week, there would be one more before Christmas, which potentially we could do, depending on how busy we are. If not, then that'll be us afterwards, and, you know, I will spend all that downtime planning the broskies, because we gotta do that in the new year. Wait, I'm doing the broskies, man. That's gonna be our award show that doesn't matter.
Ceremonies.
Well, ours will matter. People.
Should we not name it something more inclusive than broskies?
No. No, it's the broskies. I mean, all welcome, but I feel for 6F Bro,
it is a joke in of itself. The whole title of this podcast is a joke.
Like, anyone can be a bro, man. Like, and anyone can be a bro.
Can they?
They can.
Actually, no, they can. You're right. No, you're right. They can.
Well, yeah, I don't even mean it in the, like,
no,
the 2021 sense of everyone can be a bro. That's my
the Keanu Reeves sense.
Bro, man, bro. That's like the same as fucking, I don't know. People get weird about, like, whenever you say, like, oh, there was, like, a couple of guys in here. I was like, oh, just like, well, no, some of them were women. And I was like, yeah, guys, collective group of people, guys, like, I don't know. That's why I say guys. That's why I say a group of people. It doesn't really matter. But yeah, that's there can be a bunch of bros. Bros don't have to be men. Bros can be anything. I'm accepting of everything. Anyway, this has been 6Up Bro, episode 69. Hopefully it lived up to the hype. I know it didn't, but I'll put these on to peace out. I'll put my sunglasses back on. There we go. that's all. That's all we have for this week. We won't be here next week. We'll probably do a couple of posts on the Instagram, on the Facebook, and everything. Be sure to follow us on all those. Subscribe to the channel, please. Follow us on Spotify, and you will hear from us very, very soon. Did I just go out on this song? Maybe? I don't know. It's pretty sensual. Nah, I gotta play the original. Yeah, we will catch you guys very soon, and yeah, like, comment, subscribe. That's sick. Maybe this episode wasn't quite as good because I did the whole thing sober. Didn't drink this time.